Hi.
Hi.
My name's Hope.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. And how do you prefer to be called?
I prefer to be called Jackie.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to meet you, Jackie.
You too.
Glad to have you here today.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in.
You bet. It's great outside. Oh my goodness.
Is it?
On my walk in, it was, just sunny
That's awesome.
and beautiful. It's like 65 degrees and it's February. I'm like,
Yeah.
where am I living?
I know. Well, and it was overcast whenever I got here this morning a few
Really?
hours ago, so I'm glad that it is bright and sunny outside.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I got off work early to come here.
Mhm.
So I was really happy to do that. And I walked outside of the building I work at and it's great and sunny, and I was like, this is the perfect way to, start, the rest of my day.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It really lightens your mood and things
Definitely.
like that. Yeah.
So how far along are you?
I'm 4 months.
Wow,
Yes.
that's awesome. Are you
really-
so excited?
I am.
That's
This is my
great.
first child, so I'm kind
Aw.
of just like a new mom, don't really know what I'm doing. But, everybody gives you so much advice.
Yeah.
But
People
some
give you
of it-
advice even whenever you don't want to, maybe.
Yeah,
Don't
and
want it.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I have to kind of take some of it with a grain of salt because a lot of it's like
Definitely.
old wives' tales and things like that. So
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's probably
okay.
smart. Take it with a grain of salt. That's
Yeah.
great advice.
yes.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
Not yet. I'm torn whether I want to wait until later,
Mhm.
until it's actually born to see what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think that's kind of exciting, but also just like the nervous energy of, oh my gosh, what kind of baby am I having is also
Yeah.
eating away at me too. So
For sure.
I'm kind of torn. I don't know yet.
Have you thought about any names for either gender?
I've thought of a couple. I thought Houston was a good male name. It's kind of old-timey Western.
Yeah,
feel-
a little bit.
yeah,
Like
or-
cowboy.
Yeah, I love old cowboy shows. So I would kind of like, cowboy kind of names.
Definitely.
Luke is another one. I've always loved the name
Colt
Luke and Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would feel horrible naming a child Tucker, though, because that was my first dog's name.
Oh.
And, I loved my dog so much, and I love the name Tucker, so I don't know, I'm like,
That's
maybe.
hard. Just don't ever tell them the story
Yeah, you're
about the
named after a
dog.
dog.
Definitely. For
Yeah. And then girls' names are a lot more difficult, I
They
think.
are.
Yeah.
They are. And for me, whenever I hear, I'll think I like a girl's name, and then I'll meet somebody that, I have a bad experience with, and they kind of ruin the name for you. I've never had that with guys before, though, guys' names. But
Yeah.
It's always with the girls' names.
Yeah. It's very interesting how that
Yeah,
happens.
definitely.
Exactly. So.
Well, I work with the Wraparound Services.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to talk to you about what's going on, see how I can help.
Okay.
So I am I'm here to, kind of assess how you're doing emotionally with the pregnancy and, financially and other aspects of just your everyday life, how
Okay.
work's going, and to, kind of connect you with other services if I'm not able to help you
Okay.
with what you're actually needing, because I want you to get the
Yes.
best service.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
It's good to have
absolutely.
that because, I don't know anything about, prenatal health care or anything
Yeah.
like that. So, you kind of walk into this blind.
Definitely.
And so it's good to have, I'm sure you know all sorts of different things,
I do.
places.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. So what you can expect from our meetings, hopefully
Okay.
there'll be more if
Yeah.
you're interested, is just kind of us talking about your goals. We're going to set up some goals, hopefully, and see kind of what you're wanting and what you need to continue having a healthy pregnancy, because so far they said that you have tested that you're, it's going really well.
Yes,
So,
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah,
I'm very
absolutely.
happy. No
So-
complications. So,
yeah, it's really awesome.
that's good.
So, and then just assess any problems that there might be, any potential hazards,
Okay.
and set on a path to, just to give you a better life overall. See if there's anything we can do to make it better.
Great.
So, what kind of expectations do you have for our meetings?
I really don't know. Everything I've been to so far has been really medical,
Mhm.
They just want to make sure my body's healthy and my baby is healthy.
Sure.
So that's all I have really to back any of this up. And they just, since I guess the wraparound services, I don't really know what that means. I'm guessing it's just like a bunch of different services in one place that you guys all refer each other to? Because I mean, that's what happened. You know, that's why I'm here with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
My nurse recommended I come see you.
Yeah.
So is that what wraparound services are?
Basically what is it's just offering a variety of different services in one location for you.
Okay.
So you don't have to travel to different locations so that you know the staff that's here. You know, you've worked with part of our staff before in other areas. So, and it's basically just for convenience and comfortability and things like that.
Okay, so, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I really appreciate all of that.
Yeah.
Being so close.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I will be taking notes.
Okay.
All of my notes are confidential, as is our meeting. Our meetings will always be confidential.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to talk to anybody else about that. You're not going to, we're not going to be talking about you in the break room or anything.
Thank goodness. It's all my horror stories
right
out there.
But I am a mandated reporter, so I
Okay.
just have to let you know that if I hear anything that sounds like you're going to hurt yourself or somebody else, just for, I do need to report that. I'm required to report that. I'll let you know beforehand that, that something I'm hearing is concerning me, and we can go from there.
Okay.
And I will either report it myself, or I would love it if you would report it with me, depending on what it is. But like I said, everything is completely confidential.
Okay.
So I do have this form here. It just says that you are giving consent to further treatment and to allows me to refer you to somebody if I'm not able to help you with something.
Okay.
Things like that. So does that sound okay to you? Would you want to continue services with me?
Yeah, I would love to see kind of what this turns into. I really don't know anything about, how this is going to go. So.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Awesome. So from that, what kind of goals do you have? Or is there anything that's causing you trouble right now in your personal life and your work life? Is there anything that you'd like to do to better your environment?
Let me think. Really, I live a pretty basic life. I work in the restaurant at the top floor of some of the corporate buildings.
Sure.
Down further down in town. And that can get stressful,
Sure.
Just the stresses of everyday jobs and coworkers and family and, all sorts of different things. And especially being pregnant, the mood swings that come with it, the nausea has actually started, to kick in. So that's exciting. So, my job has been very, very good to deal with that. But I really think my family has been very stressful to deal with, too.
How so?
Well, like with all the advice people give you. So, they'll give you advice and they ask you about your life and they just kind of critique, like, all of the things you're doing. And, well, is that really good for your body?
Sure.
Is that good for your baby? And I'm like, well, this is what I've always done. I don't know if it's necessarily hurting anything right now, So it's just like me going out and having a good time. I think that's good to relieve stress from, everyday life and work and griping, parents and grandparents and friends.
Absolutely.
So I think that's about it. I am a single mother, so that makes it soon to be mother. So that makes it a little more difficult, dealing with that. And so
absolutely,
financial issues will probably occur in the future, especially with baby supplies, which are through the roof.
They are, it's true.
Oh my gosh, a pack of diapers costs an arm and a leg.
It's true.
It's crazy.
And you need so many of those when the baby comes.
I know.
Lots of prep.
Yes, I'm really just thinking about strapping some leaves onto my baby and saying, there you go. So,
there you go.
We'll see how that goes. I'm sure my mother would love to hear that one too.
Of course,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just somebody to talk to and kind of get the stresses of everyday life off, I guess, is really what I need because nobody really listens. They just talk, They just advice you to death, basically. I'm like,
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really what it is. So it's good to just like talk to somebody and tell them, you know, what's going on in my life. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
well, I am so glad that you came in today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think would next week be a good time for the next meeting?
Yes, next week would, same time, and same day. This is about when I get off every afternoon.
Okay, great.
On this day, so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. It was
Thank
so
you.
nice to meet you, Jackie.
You too.
I will be seeing you next week.
Okay.
All right.